We are gonna start in a comfortable seated position. Again, roll your mat out, kick your shoes your shoes and your socks off. If you have blocks, you can bring those to the top of your mat or anything else that might help to lengthen your arms for any folds or honestly anything that we're doing if you need to make any adjustments. We are gonna do a slower flow for today, just really thinking about how good resting can be for our body, our minds, our spirit, and slowing down. And so as we come into this long weekend, that yes, we want to like go out and have fun, but also use this time to ground yourself, reset, so that you can move into the rest of the month, the week, and show up better for yourself. So come into a comfortable seated position, whether that be sitting on your heels or coming into a cross-legged position. And then I want you to just rest your palms of your hands onto your knees, sit up really tall, and then go ahead and close your eyes. Now, while you're here, showing up on your mat for the next 30 minutes, I want you to just really commit to slowing down, and that means slowing down your breath, your movement, and also committing to being here, being present here on your mat. So while you just arrive, I want you to notice how your body is feeling. Ask yourself the question, how am I doing today? Where can you find a little more softness? Where can you also start to pull in a little more strength and courage? And then go ahead here, I want you to feel your lips. Take a full breath in through the nose. Hold that breath at the top, and then take an exhale breath out through the mouth. Good, we're gonna do that again. And if you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Again, take that full exhale breath out through the mouth. Good, we're gonna take 2 more grounding breaths just like this. Hold that inhale at the top, and then exhale to slowly release the breath out here. Good, one more time just like that. And an exhale breath out. Good, start to slowly blink the eyes open. I want you to dip the chin down towards your chest and then start to create a half circle. So drawing your left ear to your left shoulder and then sweep through center, taking the right ear over to the right shoulder. And just continue to rotate right and left. Maybe you want to hold one position a little bit longer. Again, just noticing if you're feeling really tight in your shoulders, in your neck, how you can continue to send your breath in that direction. Gonna take one more rock to the right and one more to the left. Good, then come back to a neutral position. Reach the arms up overhead. And then I want you to exhale, drop that right hand, come into a side body stretch here. Now, whether your hips are on your heels or you're seated on your mat cross-legged, I want you to keep both hips grounded here, bend into this elbow, and start to open up the rib cage, stretch out the obliques here. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let's drop it up and over to the opposite side. So we root down, we find a little more length and then a little bit more of a stretch here. Good, inhale to come up. We're gonna take a seated twist. Bring your right hand to the left thigh or knee, and then send the left hand behind you. I want you to sit up really tall on the inhale. And as you exhale, start to look over your left shoulder. Pull your left shoulder blade back. And then pull the navel up and in as you sit tall. Exhale, breath to rotate a little bit further. Good. Make your way through center. Reach both arms up overhead to reset. And then drop the left hand down to the right knee or thigh. Right hand comes behind your back. You can use this left hand here as leverage to twist a little bit deeper. Pull the right shoulder blade back behind you. Good. And then slowly start to unwind. We're going to make our way to tabletop position. So swing the legs back behind you. Back the hands right underneath the shoulder. And let's go ahead and just create some circles with the body here. So there's no right or wrong. You're just going to start to shift your weight over to the right. We massage out the wrists, the hips a little bit here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and reverse your circles. Take it in the opposite direction. These circles can be as big as you'd like. So if you want to sit back into a child's pose, you can. Close your eyes. Notice how your body's feeling. The pace of your breath and how it compares to when we first started. And then when you are ready, come back to neutral tabletop. Bring the toes together to touch your knees, go out wide. And then I want you to sit back into a child's pose position. Relax your forehead down onto your mat. And I want you to push into your hands so much that your elbows lift off of the floor. Take a full breath in and expand through the rib cage, the chest. And then exhale breath to let all the air out of the lungs. Good. One more time, just like that. Send your hips back down towards your heels to find a little more space in the lower back. One more time here. Good. Exhale breath out. Let's go ahead and shift forward into tabletop again. We're going to move into cat-cows here. I want you to curl your toes under so that the balls of the feet are on the mat. Dip the belly down as you come in a cow face position. Pull the heart forward. And then go ahead and tuck the toes so that they're on your mat. And then come into cat face position. So you want to round the upper back, push into the palms of the hands as much as you can, and scoop the belly button up and in. Good. Again, inhale as you curl the toes and the chest forward. Exhale breath, round the back like a cat. Big exhale breath out. Take about 2 more rounds here. Don't forget about your neck. Let it hang really heavy as you round the back. One more time. Big exhale breath out. Good. I want you to sit back into that child pose position again. Bring that forehead down onto your mat. Good. Now I want you to walk your hands back. Come into a comfortable seated position. Good. I want you to start to walk the hands back behind you and slightly lean back. Puff up your chest like you were coming into cow face position. Look directly in front of you. And then if you'd like to, you can continue to walk the hands back a little bit further. Puff up the chest, shoulder blades back together. I'm just doing a little chest opener here. If you have your blocks, this could be something that you could use to help to lengthen your arms or just reaching in that direction. Good. One more breath in here. Start to slowly make your way up. And then let's make our way into our first downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward. They go about shoulders distance apart. Tuck your toes. And then send your hips up high towards the sky. I want you to bend into one knee followed by the other. Drive your heels down to the back edge of your mat. And while we're here, we're just really stretching out the backs of the legs, the bottoms of our feet. Continue to push into your hands to send your hips up a little bit higher towards the sky. If there's too much on your shoulders or your wrists, you can come down into puppy pose. Keep the hips high and then just melt your chest down towards your mat. Kind of similar to a child's pose, but instead the hips are lifted. So we're going to take one more breath here. Now, wherever you are, I want you to make your way to the back of your mat, coming into a forward fold. So if you're in puppy, just go ahead and push back into a little ball and then straighten out the legs. Actually, let's keep a little soft bend in the knees and let your head hang heavy down towards your mat. Now, while you're here, I want you to spread your toes really wide, wiggle out your feet, and then I want you to ground down through all four corners of your feet. So not too much weight in the back, not too much weight forward, but finding that neutral position. Go ahead and capture opposite elbows and come into rag doll pose. Now, while you're here, I want you to shake your head yes, shake your head out no. We'll do that 3 more times. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. While you're here doing this yes and no motion, again, just releasing the tension that you're holding in your neck, letting your forehead melt down towards your mat. And then let's take the hands, release them down to the floor. Bring your hands onto your shins and come into a halfway lift. So you're sending your tailbone back behind you, the top of your head out towards the top of your mat, and then an exhale breath to fold here. Again, we're gonna inhale, lift up halfway, roll the shoulder blades back, squeeze the shoulders together, and then a big exhale breath to fold down. One more time, inhale, come up halfway lift. Now if you'd like, you can keep your hands on your shins, or you'll sweep your hands back behind you, but just continue to keep that long spine, gaze down towards your mat, lift your navel up and in. We take one more breath here. Good, press into the feet as you rise all the way up to standing, into Tadasana. Then reach the arms up and overhead into mountain pose. I want you to squeeze your glutes a lot, stay lifted, and the shoulders away from the ears. Biceps coming nice and close. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, just squeeze your butt a lot. Press your hips forward, and then cactus the elbows for a baby back bend. Draw the elbows back behind you as you lift the chest up. Inhale, rise back up to mountain. Exhale into that baby back bend. Don't forget to squeeze your glutes. Open up the chest. One more time here. Inhale to lift up. Big exhale breath. Baby back bend. Good. We're going to inhale to lift up to standing. Exhale, take a forward fold over the legs. And do that all again, but piece it together. Inhale, come up halfway lift. Fingertips to the shins or fly them back behind you. Exhale, go ahead and stand all the way up into Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, breath into our baby back bend. Good. Let your breath guide you. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, breath forward fold. Moving with intention and purpose each movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, breath to fold. Inhale, let's rise all the way up to standing. And an exhale, breath into that baby back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, breath forward fold. One more time, just like that, halfway lift. Squeeze back. Exhale, breath to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, breath, baby back bend. Good. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, breath, forward fold. Good. Now from here, we're going to walk out into a downward facing dog, or your puppy pose, or a child pose. Look back at your toes if you're in down dog. And then let's all meet in tabletop. Drop the knees down. All right, we're going to take the right leg back. Toes point down towards your mat. Send energy out through the back heel, but keep both hips pointed down towards your mat. Let's exhale, draw the right knee into the chest and round the back like a cat. Take that right leg back and come back into bird dog. Again, exhale, draw the knee into the chest, push your mat away, round your back, take it back behind you. One more time, draw the knee into the chest. This time, we're stepping the foot in between the hands, and then we're gonna rise up into low crescent lunge. You can use your thighs to lift up, and then reach your arms up overhead. From here, we're gonna take a baby back bend. Practice the elbows, squeeze your glutes, and press your hips forward before you even start to lift your gaze up. Inhale, rise it up, restack the fingertips over the shoulders, over the hips. Now again, we press the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, and then open up through the chest. Inhale to rise up. Last time here, baby back bend in this low lunge position. Inhale, rise up. Good, we're gonna tuck the back toes under. Root down into this front foot and the ball of the back. We're just gonna lift the back knee up. Good, coming into our high crescent lunge. Let's take 3 baby back bends here. Inhale to get long and tall. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, we rise up. Again, exhale, we take that baby back bend. Good, inhale to rise up. Remember, keep your core engaged. That'll help with the balance here. You can always drop the knee if you need to. Let's all meet back into our high crescent lunge. We're gonna move into warrior 2. So pivot the back heel down. Open the hands out. The right knee will stay bent. Left leg is nice and long. And this back foot is slightly angled in. Then sit low in the right knee. Look over your right middle finger. Good, take a full breath in. And exhale, breath out. Good, and again, noticing the pace of your breath compared to when we started. How can you start to slow your heart rate down? Stay focused here in this moment, knowing that this discomfort that might be arising is just temporary. Good, hold here for 2 more breaths in. Shoulders away from the ears. Can you sit a little bit lower here? Good, let's flip the right palm. Straighten the right leg out. We're taking reverse triangle. Send the hips forward. Reach the right arm up and overhead. There's little to no weight in this back hand. If you'd like to, you can reach it up to the sky and still take your reverse triangle. This way you're using a little more oblique. Instead of just jumping into the left side body, you stay lifted here. 1 more breath in. Good, exhale, breath out. We're gonna take regular triangle, come up to standing. This time, press your hips to the back of your mat. Reach your fingertips as far forward as you can. And then right hand comes to the thigh, your shin, or the inside of your right ankle. Then left fingertips reach up to the sky. Now while you're here, your hips are stacked right over each other, and so are your shoulders. So if you need to, bring this right hand onto your thigh. I'd rather you have proper alignment than forcing it and then kind of caving over. So the fingertips reach right up to the sky, pull the shoulder blades back. Good, 1 more breath in here. You're gonna rise all the way back up to standing. Cartwheel the hands down to your mat, and then step into downward facing dog. Plant your hands and lift your hips up. Good. Breath in through the nose. Big exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Make your way into tabletop. We move into bird dog on the other side. So root down and then transfer your weight into the right leg as you extend the left leg back behind you. Toes point down, and I want you to flex that back foot as much as you can. Take a full breath in. Exhale, draw the knee into the nose and curve the upper back. Take it back, full extension through the left leg. And then draw the knee into the nose. One more time here, press it back. This time, draw the knee in, hold it there, bring it in as tightly as you can into your core, and then step the foot in between the hands. Rise up. Good, lift up here. Now, if there's a mirror near you, just take a look at where your body is in alignment. Are you already here and opening up the rib cage? We just want a 90-degree angle in both knees for now. Roll the shoulders down and back. Now go ahead and send the hips forward slightly. Cactus the elbows, come into your back bend. Inhale, restack, realign, and come back up. Again, baby back bend. Cactus the elbows, lift the heart up, and lift it back up. One more time, baby back bend. Inhale, rise up. Good. Tuck the back toes so that they're on your mat. Start to lift up. Nice, easy transition. The more you stay lifted, the less work your legs have to do. Good. Full breath in. We exhale to cactus and come into our back bend. Good. Inhale to rise up. 2 more times here. Feel free to drop that bottom knee if you need to. But if you're up for the stability challenge, stay lifted, ground down through the feet. Good. Pivot the back heel down. Start to open up the hips and then reach your arms in opposite directions. Now, just another little tip. This front heel should be right in the middle of this back right foot. So if it's really far back or forward, go ahead and scoot it back and then get low here. Shoulders again stack over the hips. Look over your left fingertips and then root down to the pinky edge of this right foot. All right, from here, let's flip the left palm, straighten the left leg. Good, shift your hips forward. And let's take reverse triangle, lift up and overhead. Little to no weight in this right hand. Option to extend it out to your side. A little more oblique work. Continue to think you lift up and then you come into a little bit more of a curve. Inhale, we'll all rise up here. Coming into triangle. Send the hips back. Reach the fingertips as far forward as you can. Then wherever your hand lands, take it there and reach the right arm overhead. Now this left hip might want to continue to pull back. I want you to scoop it forward, almost like you were doing a hip bridge. Good, take a full breath in. And exhale, breath out. Good, go ahead and rise up. We're gonna cartwheel down. Back heel pivots up. And make our way back into our downward facing dog. Good, this is the last one here today. Take a full breath in. And exhale, breath out. Good, I want you to go ahead and drop your knees. Have a seat. And then make your way onto your back. Walk your heels in pretty close to your glutes. We're going to set up for a bridge pose. I want you to bring the palms of your hands to your sides. You're going to slightly curve the lower tailbone and then start to lift the hips up off of your mat. Imagine like you're squeezing something in between your legs. Root down through all four corners of your feet. Good. Chin comes in towards the chest. Take a full breath in and an exhale breath to slowly release the hips all the way back down towards your mat. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up through the hips. And then take an exhale breath to slowly release down. One more time. Inhale to lift up. Good. We're going to hold it here for 2 breaths. Chin is into the chest. Try to come up a little bit higher onto the shoulders. And then exhale. Slowly start to release the hips down. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and send the knees wide, coming into a butterfly pose, or what we call Supta Baddha Konasana. Just taking a moment here before we finish out our stretch, I want you to bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, and then just close your eyes here. Feel your heart beating. Again, being present here in your body. Take a full breath in. The biggest exhale breath you can, let it all go. Slowly start to blink the eyes open. We're going to take one knee into the chest, followed by the other. And then I want you to take the arms out to a T. Let's take a spinal twist here. Drop both knees over to the right. Gaze up towards the sky or up and over the left shoulder. Slowly make your way through center. Drop both knees up and over to the left side of your mat. Good. Slowly make your way through center. I'm going to take a happy baby before we end out. So bottoms of the feet are going to press up towards your sky or your ceiling. Then you're going to reach for your shin, your ankle, or the outside edges of your feet, and then draw the knees back down towards your shoulders. The stretch might feel a little bit weird, but it really helps with spinal alignment. Also, it is a position that we took a lot as a baby. You need to stretch out one leg followed by the other, really good for the hips. Or you can just hold here, send your tailbone down towards your mat. And then draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a really tight hug, making the time for yourself for the past 30 minutes. Making sure that during this weekend, you give yourself the ability to rest and reset in whatever capacity that means for you. So go ahead and roll over onto one side. And then use your hands to come up into a comfortable seated position. Reach the arms out and overhead. And then bring the hands into your heart center. And the inner light in me honors and sees the inner light within all of you. I hope to see you all sometime next week and enjoy your weekend.